because this foul trouble is going to bite some of these women eventually. At the rate they're going, they're going to lose a player or two to foul trouble.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you, Ty. The two names that we're really keyed in on are Minor and Johnson, both of them with 2 fouls, 13 points for Minor, 8 for Johnson. So if you lose 2 of those key scorers, Five Towns can start chipping away.
Absolutely.
And here's Spence driving into the paint. She'll kick it down low to number 10, Alexis Pagan, and she'll put it up, make it 4 points for Pagan.
Beautiful pass down there low.
Here's Ariana Jones. Gets it to Jada. Jada kicks it out to Destiny. Destiny in the corner, can't get to go. Drain with the board. Another one, and then it's going to be pulled away by Taliva Huff. Here's Brandon. Brandon in the corner. Gets it down low to Huff. Huff back to Spence. Spence goes to the top of the key. And Bandu can't get that one to go. It's going to be rebounded by Spence. Spence gets it down low to Huff. Jump shot and one. Shannon Bandu looking for a 3-point play. What a shot that was.
Absolutely, and a really nice display of passing there by the Bobcats down low to keep possession of that ball. They really grinded for those 2 points and the opportunity for this one.
And one thing that this Bobcats team has done is they have not been afraid to make the extra pass. And here's Jada taking it up the floor for the Lady Sound. Gets it to Drain. Drain gonna try a 3, can't get it to go. Spence with the board, will get it up, try to number 20, Bandu. That one is gonna be Five Towns ball, as just a little too much momentum going forward there for Bandu.
So the Bobcats haven't played a perfect first half between the foul trouble and some of the turnovers, but the Five Towns Sound has to generate some offense here.
And it all starts with number 11, Ariana Jones. And they'll try to get that one to Drain off her hand, and Stratton is going to get it. Brandon gets it down low and an easy 2 for Pagan and make it 6 on the day. Just great court vision by this Bobcats team, great passing, and you're right, Tyler, even with the foul trouble, they just keep on moving on. And that's going to be a 3, and guess what, Ty? The bank's open on Saturdays. That's a 3-point shot there by Ariana Jones. And we get some offense from the Lady Sound. Can they play the D now? There's Huff, and she'll put it up for 2. Talea Huff. I think she heard us say her name, Tyler, because she gave us a nice layup there. And here's JRD for 3. She can't get it to go. And here's Brandon. Gets in the corner to Spence. Spence with a pass down low to Huff again, and another 2 points for Talea Huff. And she is using nothing but the glass today, Tyler. Just easy layups for Talea Huff so far.
Absolutely, and it's because this Bobcats team is excellent passing the ball. The way they're able to move the ball up the floor offensively through each other and getting the woman open under the hoop and getting the high percentage look has been very impressive by the Bobcats.
And Jada tried to get that pass to Ariana. Weren't on the same page there, and that's going to be Bobcats ball. Here's Spence for 3. That's going to be a little too strong. Be rebounded by Brandon, but then stolen by JRD. And she'll get it to Jones. As Jones taking her time up the floor. Surveying the defense, kicks it out to Drain. Drain going to drive, and that's going to be off her knee. Real? All right, maybe not. They're going to say it is Five Towns ball.
Looks like one of the Bobcats got a hand on it, I guess.
My eyes deceived me, Tyler. And that was going to be off the hand of Drain, but rebounded by Jones, and she'll get a nice little floater to go there. Ariana Jones, leading scorer for the Lady Sound, make it 6. And it's 35-11 Bobcats over the Sound. A minute to go in the quarter. A 3 there for Bandu, and unfriendly roll there, as that looked like another one of those 3-point shots that was going to fall for the Bobcats, Ty. And here's Ariana Jones. She'll get it to Duncan. Down low, it's going to be stolen by Talea Huff, and she'll get a nice pass to Bandu. And up and in with a finger roll finish for Bandu.
Talia Huff playing safety there. She read the eyes of the 5-down sound and jumped right in that passing lane. That was ABC basketball.
And again, didn't have a lot of room to make that pass, but she was able to do it anyway. And here's Brandon bringing it up the floor. She'll call out a play, get it to Spence. Spence back to Brandon at the top of the key. Looks like they're waiting for the last shot. 10 seconds remain in the quarter. 37-13 Bobcats over the Sound. Spence will pick up that bad pass, put it up and in for two. So not exactly how they drew it up, Ty, but they end up getting their 2 points before the buzzer sounds. 39-13, the Bobcats lead the Sound. What do you think they need to do to clean things up here in the second quarter?
You know, the one thing the Bobcats have done so far is use the numbers game to their advantage more than I've really seen any other team do against the Sound. And this is going to be an uphill battle the whole time. They got to generate some points. Ariana Jones, 6 of the 13 points. She scored the last 6 points for the Sound. So they got to try to find a way to move the ball and get high percentage looks, which, on the contrary, is what the Bobcats are doing so well. Even on that last shot, Spence picks the ball. If she knows she has a high percentage look because there's not a girl in her face, and she takes it and she makes it. And that's what the Bobcats have really done so well to build themselves to come to the lead and to kind of really put their foot on the throat of the really thin 5-town Sound.
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard to win a basketball game with 4 girls, no matter how close you are, how tight the bond is. I mean, at some point, it wears on you. There's one person that's not covered. There's another extra person that can double team somebody. It's just not a great situation to be in. So, obviously, you got to tip your hat to the Lady Sound. They're playing their butts off, but as of right now, the Bobcats have a steady lead here, Ty, at 39-13, but still tons of basketball to play.
Yeah, anything could happen. I mean, I will say the last game that we had the opportunity to do together, it was an ugly game. It got ugly early, but it seemed like there was a lot of bad negativity on the bench for the Sound. The one thing I will say today is, like Alfaro said, the family of 4, it looks like a tight-knit group, and it looks like they want to play together, and they're starting to build those bridges of communication. But like you said, Bobby, the numbers game catches up to you.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time. You could be the 4 greatest, but it's 5-on-4. And when the Bobcats are playing how they're playing and making high percentage looks, the best team's not going to win. They're shooting 56% from the field in the first quarter. It's very hard to beat a team that does that, even when it's 5-on-5.
I agree with you. And here we go as we get ready for second quarter action here at the FTC gym. Bandu will inbound to Brandon, and we're underway. She'll kick it out to Spence. Spence going to try to drive. She'll get it to Huff. Huff back to Spence. Spence going to try a long 2 with her foot on the line. Can't get it to go, but they'll get an offensive board by Bandu. Bandu to Brandon. Brandon has a little bit of room there, puts it up, can't get it to go, drain with the board. 5-Towns gets possession back. Here's Ariana Jones. Drain down low to JRD. Double team, triple teams. Gets it to Ariana Jones. She'll put up a little floater, and it gets it to go. I think that's what they're going to have to do, Ty. I think they're going to have to draw attention to one player and try to find someone open in the paint or the passing lane or something.
Absolutely.
And here's Bandu. She'll try a nice little jump shot there. Can't get it to go. Rebounded by Destiny Martinez, and Ariana Jones has it again. That was Alexis Pagan on the miss. Jones gets it down low to JRD. That one's going to have a bunch of hands on it, but 5-Towns ends up prevailing with it. And that one is going to be tipped by Spence, and Bandu puts up the pass to Spence, and she will put it in for an easy 2 as the fast break points are starting to catch up now. 41-15, 8:30 to go in the second quarter. Jada will kick it to Jones. Try to do a bounce pass to Destiny. That one will go in between the wickets of Destiny Martinez and out of bounds.
And those are the things, I mean, it sucks and it's kind of wacky to see, but those are just the things that can happen in the situation that you're in.
Yeah, definitely got to protect the ball a little bit better, but as we said before, tons of basketball to play in a 41-15 game. Here's a 3. Can't get it to go. Rebounded by Drain, as that was Destiny Purdue for 3. Couldn't get it to go. And here's Ariana Jones. And Tyler, I think another thing is to be said about this Bobcat team. They have depth. If you look at their bench, they have a full bench. They have a whole nother lineup they could throw out there. You look at the Five-Town Sound bench, you got Coach Alfaro, you got the Five-Town great basketball player, Chloe Walden. And unfortunately, she can't play. So,
yeah, and they could really use her today, too, for sure.
And here is Huff up and in for two. Talea Huff with a nice little jump step there with a finger roll finish. She's been great finishing near the basket today. Jada will kick it to Lenasia. And they're going to call a foul there on Talea Huff as she got a little too close and personal.
Talea Huff now her second foul, so that's 3 Bobcats players with 2 fouls. The first 2, of course, Shemeka Minor and Alyssa Johnson, both hit the bench and have not come back since they've gotten their second foul.
And Talea Huff will take a seat, and in comes Bandu again. And Ariana Jones thought about taking the 3. Instead, she goes to Destiny. Destiny's a little short, and that will be rebounded by number 10, Alexis Pagan. And then down low to Destiny Purdue, who misses the easy layup, and Five Towns catches a break there. And now here comes Ariana Jones. She's going to try to drive, puts it up, contested, can't get to go. Pagan with the board, gets it up to Brannon. Brannon to Bandu. Bandu for 3, can't get it to go. Rebounded by Pagan, blocked by Drain. Now here's Brannon. Brannon going to take an easy jump shot, pretty open. Can't get it to go. Lenasia Drain will get the board. A nice block there by Lenasia Bryant. And here comes Bandu after another steal by the Bobcats. And they're going to get this one down low, and it's going to be easy lay-in for Pagan. And you saw Jada asking for a timeout from her coach, and Coach Alfaro, and in his calm of voices, I think you could say, said you can't call timeout when you don't have the ball, but now there's a timeout. It's 45-15. Tyler, 5:43 to go until halftime. You know that they're going to want to make some adjustments, and I think you're starting to see that this team is getting tired, and the locker room couldn't come soon enough.
Yeah, I mean, I think this last stretch, I think you just saw straight up fatigue. I mean, there was one point where Lenasia and Ariana Jones were walking up the floor, and on the other end of the floor, all 5 Bobcats were there, and it's a 5-on-2 as the Bobcats set up their offense. So you could see the fatigue is just wearing down this team, which is, it's kind of the moral of the day. It's a numbers game because the heart is there and the effort's there, but it's only a matter of time before the numbers game catches up to you. And I think that we've seen that in that last stretch. Yeah,
I mean, obviously not every game is going to go as well as the Webb Institute game went. I mean, if you look at the stats from those games, Ariana Jones, 31 points, 7 assists. Jada Roberts-Duncan, 11 points, 16 rebounds. Lenasia Drain, 23 points, 20 rebounds. And Destiny Martinez, 22 points and 5 steals. So, I mean, definitely got a lot more production in that game. I mean, the highest scorer for the Sound today is Ariana Jones with 8, and she's 3 of 10 from the field. So just not a lot of good looks. They haven't really been able to get open looks. And when they haven't capitalized. So there's going to have to be some sort of change here if they want to make a move.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's only so much you can do. I mean, if they try to draw a double team or two, but if you're the Bobcats, you don't really. It's the numbers. I mean, it's just the numbers that are going to catch up to you. It's tough. Alfaro's got his hands full for sure.
Coach Alfaro with his first year with the Five Towns women's basketball program. We got to go to his introductory press conference, ask him a couple questions, and one of the things that he said is that he pretty much said, hey, listen, this team that we have this year is not going to be the same team that we have next year when he gets to bring his recruiting class in, and he's a very well-known guy in the basketball community, and he's been nothing but nice to us, so we have a ton of respect for him, and we like what he's been doing with the program.
Yeah. This is the beginning, a very, very beginning stages of a long and hopefully very successful program, but it starts from, the day one, the planting the seeds, and that's what he's trying to do this season.
And I think he's trying to do that, as you said, planting the seeds with just the values of playing hard, showing up on time, and being accountable for your actions.
Yeah.
And that one's stolen by Alexis Pagan, and she'll put that one up. Oh, and can't get that one to go, but it's going to be rebounded by Destiny Purdue and up for 2.
Yeah, and I think those values, Bobby, like you said, I just think whether you're 100-0 or 0 and 100. Those are the values that really matter.
Yeah, and that impound pass is stolen, and they're going to have a shot at a 3-point play for Alexis Pagan. 49-15. As Pagan will try a 3-point play here at the free throw line. Lenasia Drain will rebound the missed free throw, and here comes Destiny. Destiny passes it to Ariana Jones. Jones with a contested jump shot, can't get it to go, rebounded by Brandon. Got numbers on Drain. A great passing display there by Brandon to Spence and back to Brandon.
Yeah, you could see you could see why they're a 7-1 team. I mean, they have shown excellent displays of passing all game so far.
And Alexis Pagan has done it all over the floor. She's been stealing inbound passes. She's been pickpocketing people and just getting easy bucket after easy bucket. Here's Ariana Jones, as she'll have a contested look there, but gets it to go. Make it 10 points for Ariana Jones. 51-17 Bobcats. Brandon will kick that one in the corner to Badu. Badu can't get it to go. Rebounded by Pagan. Pagan to Spence. Spence for 3. Nothing but net for Dakara Spence, making 9 points for her. And here's Ariana Jones dealing with Brandon on the baseline. Tries a contested shot, double team, can't get it to go, rebounded by Spence. Here's Brandon. Kicks it out to Spence again. Spence gonna try again from 3, can't get that one to go, rebounded by Lenasia. And they'll get that one to Jada. Jada takes it across half court, loses it for a second there, but is able to find Destiny. Destiny back to Jada. Jada in the paint, puts it up and in for 2. A nice job by Jada getting that layup up and in.
Rare today, but it hit. That was very good ball movement for a 4-on-5 down on the offensive end for 5 downs.
And here's Brandon. Brandon to Spence, and Spence is going to try another 3 for the 3rd straight possession. That one can't go. And Lenasia Drain with another board, and she'll try a pass. That one's going to be stolen by Spence. Spence was going to drive into the paint, try to put it up and in, but Lenasia right there with good defense. Ariana Jones with a nice pass to Destiny. Destiny tries to wade it through, but they'll call a travel as she took the extra step, trying to stop herself from Destiny Purdue there.
It was a nice idea, and it was executed pretty well, but just got that toe on the ground and that travel call.
And here's Brandon. Brandon down low to Badu. Badu contested layup, can't get it to go, gets her own board, puts it up, and she'll draw the foul.
Yeah, I don't think Destiny's arm meant to go forward, but she clocked it right on the shoulder there. That was an easy call.
So 2 free throws here for Shannon Mandu. Got 4 points on the day, 3 rebounds. And the first free throw is no good. 54-19, a minute 10 remaining before halftime. And the second one is good. Jada gets that one into Lenasia. Lenasia surveying her options, gets it back to Jada. Someone's got to come get the ball from Jada, but Jada's able to weave her way through traffic. And now she's double teamed, gets it to Lenasia. Lenasia with a full head of steam. Can't get it to go, but rebounded by Destiny. Destiny jump shot open, can't get it to go. And that one is going to stay 5 Towns ball. And they'll find Destiny, and Destiny's favorite shot. Can't get it to go, but rebounded by Jada Roberts Duncan and in for 2. And coming up. And here's a 3 from Destiny Purdue. She can't get it to go. And Lenasia Drain with the board. And here comes Jada, 10 seconds before the half. Time winding down, that's off the hands of Ariana Jones. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. And she'll get it to go as time expires. So 55-21, Ariana Jones ends the half on a positive note for the Lady Sound. Tyler, not a pretty first half. Obviously some things they could work on, obviously numbers playing a factor. But at the end of the day, you gotta like how they fought and kept competing.
Yeah, I think you can watch this team. I think every day they're getting better and they're growing and their communication is better. They're doing things better than they have weeks ago. And props to them. I mean, it's a blowout. It's not fun. The numbers game is catching up to them. But, I mean, there was some nice displays of passing down on the offensive end. You know, that they're able to work the ball around. They're able to get Destiny Martinez in spots where she can take and make high percentage shots. Jada Roberts-Duncan has become a better offensive player with Alfaro. They're doing the right things. But, I mean, you're running into a 7-1 team that's a very good passing team, that's a very good shooting team. And it's tough. These are the breaks, you know?
Yeah, and another thing we could talk about, Tyler, is just these girls. I mean, the family of four, we talked about it earlier. Ariana Jones, Jada Roberts-Duncan, Lanesia Drain, Destiny Martinez are all fantastic basketball players.
Yeah.
They are. It's just the depth, I think, is wearing thin on them. And at the end of the day, you want to be able to play to the best of your ability, and it's very hard to do that when you're playing 40 minutes a game.
Yeah, and I think we saw that with you know, the 2-on-5 down on the offensive end for the Bobcats. That fatigue is going to catch up to you, and you kind of have to pick and choose when you're giving all your effort if you're the Sound. Naturally, because you're a man down. And, you know, the Bobcats have done a good job capitalizing on that, but there has been improvement. You know, if you're watching this Five Towns team, you're right. All these girls are great basketball players, and they're getting better. It's just it's going to be these tough numbers games sometimes.
Well, Tyler, we got a little time until the second half starts, but we'll talk to you then.
Yeah, we'll see you in a little bit here. What is going on, everybody? Half number 2 here in the Five Town Gymnasium in Dix Hills, New York. I am Tyler Bryant, once again joined by Bobby Vaccaro, ready for the second half of the Five Town Ladies Sound. How you doing, Bobby?
I'm chilling, Ty. I mean, it's a nice Saturday. We get to watch a couple basketball games. We got the men game coming on after this. I'll be solo riding in that one. That's going to be a fun one. But hey, there's still a whole half of basketball to play. It's a 55-23 game. Let's see if they can get some positives out of it. You know, just keep playing hard. You know, that's one of Coach Alfaro's biggest things is we don't quit on the team. We win with grace. We lose with class, and that's one of the reasons that we gravitate to him. That's one of the reasons we like him a lot, and I think that's something that the women are going to gravitate to as well as this program continues to get bigger and bigger.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it is going to be an uphill climb. Now there are, if you want to call them leaks in Bryant Stratton's game, that Five Towns maybe can make a run here. They did shoot 18 3-point shots, made 6 of them at about a 30% clip, but especially down the stretch, they seem to take and not make many of their threes. So, you know, a couple of quick possessions, and maybe we got a little bit of a game here, Bob.
Yeah, it seems like they went away from what was working early as far as just working with the fast-paced game, the press defense. But we'll see if they get back to it to start the second half.
And a little physical there. Push Lanesia Drain out of bounds. So we will redo that first inbound pass of the second half. Martinez to Drain. Lanesia Drain working on her defender. In the corner, Jada Roberts dunking. The long 2 goes.
That was a nice shot right there. But one thing I will say about this Bryant Stratton team is they are always, and there's Minor yet again as she's starting the second half. As she didn't play most of the first half after that first quarter where she was on fire because she got into foul trouble, but Ty picking up where she left off to start the second half.
Absolutely. So Five Towns offense back on their side of the ball, and we got another whistle here.
But I think that this Bobcats team might be the best defensive team that we've seen this Five Towns ladies team have to play against. They have very active hands. Their hands are always in the cookie jar looking for something, Ty.
Absolutely. So here comes Brandon up the floor to Minor. The long 3 again and again, just like the first half. The 2 first shots that she made from behind the arc were good. Doing it again.
It's just she's open and she's not afraid to take it, and she's taking her shots confidently and almost like she knows she's not going to miss.
And again in front of the passing lane, and Alyssa Johnson, a nice move and a nice lay in there for the Bobcats. 63-25, the road team, the Bobcats up.
That was a great job by her going to her non-dominant hand and getting separation between the defender and the bucket there, Ty.
Ariana Jones working on Alyssa Johnson. To Drain. And she does get pickpocketed by Spence, and here comes Alyssa Johnson. And another good make there by the Bobcats. Jones to inbounds to JRD, back to Jones. And it looks like the Bobcats were looking for a whistle there, but...
Yeah, it looked like Ariana Jones was still on the baseline when she got that ball, but let it slide.
Drain, working on Spence. And Drain drives down the lane, and the ball goes over her foot, but she manages to recover, and she's going to get a hoop, and she's going to go to the line. A nice little sequence there by Lanesia Drain with a 3-point opportunity on the end of it.
And there's one thing you can say about Lanesia Drain, and she is one of the hardest workers on this team. You never see her quit. She's always diving for balls and trying to make the most out of her opportunity playing here at Five Towns.
Absolutely, and she's a 2-sport athlete. She was also on the volleyball team celebrating their inaugural season that ended a few months ago, and she does. She got a ton of heart, and she's a very hard worker, and she gets all 3, capitalizes on the N1 there for the sound. Here comes Spence. Spence to Minor. And that's going to be a hoop and a 3-point shot on the other side, and that's Alexis Pagan who will go to the line.
Just a great display of passing again, Ty. They're not afraid to make that extra pass. They're a very unselfish team.
Picking up right where they left off, doing all the things that got them a nice, comfortable lead in the first half. And Pagan makes her attempt at the line, matches the Lanesia Drain 3-point attempt.
Nice catch by the referee there.
And Bobcats ball here down at their end of the floor. Minor back to Bannon. The Bobcats swinging it around, working down low. Pagan down low to Brandon, and Brandon makes it. Again, a nice display of passing there by the Bobcats. Ariana Jones taking the ball up the floor for the Sound. 70-28, the Bobcats lead here with just about halfway, through the third quarter. And Lenasia picking that ball up as they went for the steal. Back to Lenasia working on Spence. A nice move, and again, Lenasia having the hot hand here in the second half. 2 more points for Lenasia Drain.
It looks like Lenasia came out of the locker room saying, I've had enough. And she's going in with a head of steam into the paint, and she's looked good to start the second half.
And the Johnson 3 went off the rim and out of bounds, and it is going to be 5 Towns ball. Jones taking the ball up the floor. Schumacher Minor getting down on that inbounds pass. And again, that's Huff that tried to read the passing lane. And 2 more points for Lenasia. Huff went off the spot to try to read the passing lane, and Lenasia made her pay for it. 2 more points for Lenasia Drain. Johnson wide open for 3, sets her feet, and makes a 3-point shot of her own. A very nice shot by Miss Alyssa Johnson.
Lenasia Drain just starting the second half awesomely, and it's been awesome to watch that she's not giving up. She's just going to keep trying to put the team on her back and do whatever she can to chip away at this deficit.
Lenasia for 3, and the hot hand continues. Lenasia Drain, 3 more points, now up to 12 points. She's on fire in this second half.
And this is exactly what we're talking about, Tyler, going in the locker room, is you can still take positives out of games like this. Like you see the way the boys team reacts, the men's team reacts when they see these girls do well. It's a very tight-knit athletic program. It's something that just built up, and it's going to keep getting bigger. And when we have guys like Coach Alfaro leading the way, Coach Drizel, who we'll see later, I think that 5 Towns in the future is in real good shape and in good hands.
Drain working down low, 2 more points for Lenasia Drain, 14 points now. Again, riding the hot hand, and it is working for the 5 Town Sound, going on a nice run here. Minor sets her feet, the 3, and Shamika Minor hold the track right there. The Bobcats reminding you why they are 7-1. Alyssa Johnson, Shamika Minor back-to-back 3s to quell this 5 Towns run. Drain again, 2 more points. Lenasia Drain cooking in the second half, and a Bobcats timeout. Here come the 5 Town Sound.
Lenasia Drain, you have to love what she just did. She just put energy into this gym. She breathed life into this 5 Towns team, and you see the smiles on the sideline. You see the boys team getting all excited and turned up. It's just great to see. Everybody loves Lenasia, and she is just an absolute monster so far to start the second half.
Yeah, absolutely, and it goes to what you were saying, that tight-knit group. Everyone is happy. Lenasia Drain's cooking. She had 2 points going into the locker room. She's got 16 now, bringing the house down. 5 Towns still down a little bit, but they're going on a little bit of a run, getting the ball into the hot hand, and this goes to what we were saying in the first quarter, Bobby, about in the first half, about the team. They look like a team. They do. They're starting to look better every single week.
Yeah, and we said it. They're good basketball players. It's really just the lack of depth. I mean, they're playing 40 minutes. I don't know how to sugarcoat it. I don't know how to make it sound nicer than it is. I mean, it's 40 minutes of them playing the whole game.
Yeah.
It's very hard to withstand a team that has a full bench, a full roster that could just sub in at any moment. It's tough. And I think that you have to tip your cap to these ladies and how they've handled it. And they haven't had their heads down at all. They're still having fun. And you just saw with Lenasia. I mean, they just all gravitated toward Lenasia, and they embraced her because they're like, we know this is hard. They know this is hard, but they're still taking the fun out of it, and they're taking the learning experience out of it.
Yeah, and that is props to Coach Alfaro. But both teams do reset here. While Lenasia's been on that very, very fun run, we can't forget the Bobcats have really answered everything Lenasia Drain has had to throw at them. Alyssa Johnson, Shamika Minor, both making 3s of their own. And the Bobcats back at it. Alyssa Johnson can't get it, and that's going to be out of bounds, and it'll stay right here, it's going to be Bobcats ball.
As that one looked like it went off the hands of Jada Roberts-Duncan there, trying to get a rebound.
Johnson to inbound it to Minor. Long two for Minor, and she does get it to go. Showing her range all day today, Bobby.
Yeah, Minor's definitely one of the better shooters we've seen so far this season coming to this gym, and she's just lit it up every time she's on the floor.
And the Bobcats do get a piece of that ball, goes out of bounds, so we will redo the inbound pass, this time from the corner. We do have another whistle here. All right, we clear up some issues here, and we are ready to play some basketball. Jones up the floor. Being guarded by Brandon, and it's going to be a backcourt. She just touched those tippy toes down on the other side. Yeah, it's going to be a turnover.
You know she was cognizant of it, and you knew she didn't want to do it, but your momentum takes you.
Yeah, your body's taking you. You can't stop it. Bobcats get their own rebound here. Brandon down low and a little too strong there. Rebounded by JRD. And here we go, 3-on-2 the other way. JRD taking it up, doing it herself, and gets a nice little roll off the back. Too strong. Lanesia Drain has the ball. It's a scrum down low. And both teams on the ball, the possession arrow. And it's going to keep it down here with, I believe, the Bobcats. Yeah, and it is going to be Bobcats ball with the possession arrow.
Jada Roberts-Duncan got down in the dirty place there and was trying to win the battle for that ball, but unfortunately the possession arrow is with the Bobcats.
Brandon taking the ball up the floor for the Bobcats. Down to Johnson, back to Brandon. Back to Minor. Minor sets her feet, another long three. She makes Shamika Minor 7 of 10 now from behind the arc. 24 points, leading all scorers. Ariana Jones very fast coming down the other way, and we are going to get a whistle, and it looks like she's going to go to the charity stripe. So to set the table for you, 84-39, the Five-Town Sound trailing the Bryant and Stratton Bobcats. 52 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Ariana Jones at the line. First one, no good. She'll take one more. She does make the second one from the line. The two leading scorers for the Sound, Lanesia Drain, 16, 14 points here in the second half, and Ariana Jones with 15 of her own. Another long three by Shamika Minor. She is shooting the lights out in this gymnasium.
She's a bad woman, Ty. No other way to go around it. I mean, she put a 30-burger up.
Yeah. And the Bobcats again getting their hands in the passing lanes. 3 Bobcats down on the other end, and that's Brandon that is going to get the points. That time at number 15, Chanel Sharp getting in the passing lanes.
Shamika Minor, 11 of 14 from the field, 8 of 11 from 3. 30 points.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? Realistically, we talked about the numbers game, Bobby, all game, and that's kind of been the moral of the game where, you know, if the Five Towns had a couple women, then they could sub in and out. But then there's just days where, I mean, you can't hang your head. 8 of 11 from 3, there's just days where it just ain't it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if the Bobcats, they're shooting 46% from behind the arc, they're shooting 53% from the field, there's not many teams that are going to compete with that, whether you have 5, 11, 100 girls. It doesn't really, it's cooking for the Bobcats. It almost looks like their home floor. That's what this cooking is doing.
Yeah, and especially with Minor. In the first half, the reason that we thought she was getting these open looks and everything was they weren't closing out on shooting. Now they're closing out, and she's just doing it hand down, man down. So it doesn't seem like the pressure's affecting her. It doesn't seem like she doesn't overthink the open looks. And with a guy in her face, or a woman in her face, excuse me, it's pretty much chalk. She's been fantastic to watch. Might be the best player we've seen so far this year, Tyler.
Yeah, for both road teams and our Five-Town Town. I mean, she is absolutely cooked. She is by about a mile the leading scorer. Right behind her is the Bobcats' Alyssa Johnson. And then Lanesia Drain again. We talked about the run, the third quarter she's had. She scored 14 in the third quarter, and then right behind her, Ariana Jones, 15 points of her own for your scorecards at home. All of it leads to an 89-40 lead for the Bryant and Stratton Bobcats. And back on the floor here, Five Towns will take the ball out with about 20 seconds remaining here in the third period. And Brandon reads the passing lane. Those throw goes a little wide from Destiny Martinez. Brandon takes it. That's ABC basketball. And another scrum. Ariana Jones and Brandon hit the floor, but Five Towns grabs the ball. Lanesia Drain out in front of everyone and a little too strong on the lay-in there. Going back the other way, here come the Bobcats. Pagan to Minor. Minor to Johnson. Johnson sets her feet, the long three. Can't get it, and that is going to be the end of the third period. A crazy little run there. That was very fast, very wild 20 seconds.
And I'm going to be honest with you, Tyler. I think that possession just spoke volumes about the Bobcats, because you saw Shamika Minor, who's got 30 points, have an open look from three, and she passes it out to Alyssa Johnson, who have even more open look. So it's just a very unselfish team. They're great with ball movement. I feel like we're watching the Greg Popovich Spurs right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been a very, very, very good display of passing. Janae Brandon with 7 assists. She's had a great game. Alyssa Johnson with 4 assists. A bunch of other girls tied with 2, including Shamika Minor with a beautiful assist there. Again, the display of passing against a 5-on-5 team, that's what good basketball teams do. And you see that with Five Towns. Alfaro was putting together a good program, but the thing that the Bobcats have done so well is they aren't letting Five Towns hang around with those numbers games. They're not letting them get on a run here. Everything, even on Lanesia Drain's runs, Alyssa Johnson, yeah, exactly. So they've done a good job in that sense for them, but props to Five Towns. They are coming a long way, and they're playing a good game. Both teams in a timeout now as we begin the fourth and final quarter. The Five Town Sound need about 4 Lanesia Drain's fourth quarter runs to make a comeback in this one as the Bobcats take the floor.
Coach Alfaro looks like he's drawing up a play for the Lady Sound to execute coming out of this timeout. Again, as we talk about when some of these games get out of hand, we always say, take the good out of it. Take the things that you can learn from. And one thing that I think Coach Alfaro has done a very good job as, especially when we have been calling the games, is the fact that even when the games may be out of reach or out of hand, he's still drawing up plays. He still wants them to practice their things. He's not just throwing in the towel. This is still a learning experience.
Yeah, every day there's an opportunity to learn here, and they're doing it. So here we go. We start the fourth quarter here. The inbound to Ariana Jones. Jones working on Brandon. Jones breaking her down, runs into 2 Bobcats defenders. Jada Roberts-Duncan on the ball, gets it to Lanesia. The long 2 from Lanesia. No good. Jones on the rebound. And they are going to get a whistle. I think that's going to be on Ariana Jones.
Yeah, Ty, it looks like she used her forearm to get some separation there, and they're going to call that a push every time.
So the Bobcats inbound here. Brandon taking the ball up the floor. Long 2 from just beyond the charity stripe, and she makes it. Here comes JRD to Jones. Roberts-Duncan can't corral that pass, and it's going to be a turnover going the other way for the Bobcats. Minor the long 3, and a rare miss from Shamika Minor today. To Johnson. Johnson behind the arc, and that's all right. We'll just pass it to the other 3-point assassin, and that's Alyssa Johnson that time.
Yeah, Tyler, it just seems like they have a bunch of just sharpshooters from behind the arc tonight.
That's Pagan, and Pagan taking it to the rim. A nice lay-in herself. Timeout, Five Towns. Coach Anthony Alfaro wants to regroup very quickly here.
So sorry to cut you off there,
absolutely.
Big good friend. But Shameka Minor, 30 points, just missed her first 3 in a while. But from what I've seen so far, I think it's Shameka Minor and Alyssa Johnson. Those are your core scorers. But Alexis Pagan and Shannon, Janae Brannon, they both have been excellent in maybe not the score sheet, but they've been doing things in other areas. I mean, Brandon's been running the floor most of the game. She's been getting a lot of fast break opportunities. Pagan has been stealing inbound passes left and right. So even though they're not the 30, 20-point scorers, they're still making a huge impact on this game.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, Brandon, with a good fourth quarter, could have herself a trip dub.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're right. To point to what you're saying about doing the little things that help. And then, you're right. I mean, we talked about all game. Shamika Minor, Alyssa Johnson, they're part of a big 3. Danae Barkley, we don't know. We haven't seen her. Maybe an injury or for what have you. But they're cooking. They're the difference on the scoreboard. And then it's the other little numbers that are really making this team go. Jones working down low and can't finish. Lane Asia. Hoop harm, and she's going to the line.
She's going to the charity stripe to shoot one here, Ty. Looking for a three-point play.
She already put her up for a double-double, 13 rebounds, 18 points, going for number 19 here at the free throw line. And she does make it 19 points for Lenasia Drain, leading the Five-Town Sound. Brandon takes the ball up the floor. Brandon to Johnson. Johnson breaking down right through the middle of the lane, and a nice lay-in for Alyssa Johnson.
Alyssa Johnson has just shown an absolute great display of ball handling today. I mean, so many times where she's been double teamed and just gone to her other hand and made it work.
Minor lining up on JRD, and it's going to be out of bounds, and it is going to stay Five Towns ball. It's going to be off the hands of the Bobcats. Excuse me, off the hands of the Sound. Bobcats ball.
They're going to say that one went off the fingertips of Ariana Jones there.
Johnson to Brandon. Brandon back to Minor. Nice screen set. Johnson in the corner. She shoots. No good. Nice rebound by the Bobcats. That's Brandon. Back to Mecca. Back to Minor. Excuse me, Shemeka Minor. Another three. She missed her last one. She's right back on track like nothing ever happened. Shemeka Minor, 33 points now.
And Tyler, I mean, I don't know what else we could say about Minor. She's just been fantastic. And now here's Johnson. Gets it down low.
And that is going to go out of bounds. And it's going to be Bobcats ball. 6 minutes, 40 seconds, 103-43. The Bobcats leading the Five-Town Sound. That's a long three from the corner and no good for the Bobcats. Destiny Purdue with the shot. JRD, and they're going to get a whistle on the Bobcats. It's going to be on number 20. That's Shannon Bando.
Bobcats on Shannon Bando. First and second.
Jones to inbound. Lenasia Drain. Coming down the lane, and it's going to be a charge against Lenasia Drain. Heads up play there by the Bobcats.
Yeah, I think they kind of caught on to what Lenasia was trying to do so far here in the second half, and they said, all right, who's gonna be the brave one? Who's taking the fall? We know for the men's team that'll be on at 3. That's Lloyd Middlebrook's category.
And a long two, no good for the Bobcats. That was Brandon on the two-point attempt. She manages to save it. And no good for the Bobcats. And it is going to be Five-Town Sound ball here.
I just would have went straight up with that one instead of passing that one out if I was the Bobcats. But again, they have 103 points. Don't know if they're really taking advice from me.
So here comes Ariana Jones. Jones double teamed just off the outstretched arms of Destiny Martinez, and the Bobcats again, easy lay-in for Janae Brannon.
Brennan actually ended up missing that one, and it was cleaned up by number 15, Chanel Sharp.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah.
News to me, huh? Ariana Jones
Gave him the benefit of the doubt, Ty.
taking the ball up the floor. She's going to get a whistle, and that whistle is going to be on Destiny Purdue. The whistle's on Destiny Purdue. And Ariana Jones, both free throws good from the line. And we do have a timeout for the Bobcats. So 3 minutes, 38 seconds remaining here. 105 to 45. This game is getting a little bit out of hand. If you're a Bobcats fan, good Saturday afternoon for you. But for the Five-Town Sound, listen, I mean, we talked about it before. Alfaro doing the best he can, being down a man for this entire game. I think the fatigue, Bobby, is catching up to this team, and it's starting to show now more than ever. But they're doing a lot of good. There's good things to take away from this game.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you 100%. I mean, obviously, Lanesia Drain's performance, a double-double, that's a good thing to take away. Ariana Jones did a very good job today distributing the ball, and she's got 5 rebounds, so she's been able to do a little damage on the boards. And I think one of the biggest things is they just need to do a better job of finding what kind. I feel like they don't know their identity yet.
Yeah.
You don't know what kind of offense you're going to run. Like when you look at this Bobcats team, you know that they're a sharpshooting team that looks for behind the arc looks. That's exactly what they try to draw up and get. For the Five-Town Sound, it seems like sometimes we're trying to do stuff in the paint, sometimes we're overshooting threes, and again, that's probably just having 4 women on the floor. I mean, it's very hard to space the floor that way, but I think we will see this team as it grows and as the program grows and as they get more players. I think we're going to be all right.
So, both teams coming out of timeout now. Final 3 minutes here, 3 minutes and change here in regulation. And the Bobcats picking up right where they left off. A nice display of passing there, but they cannot finish. Ariana Jones taking the ball up the floor. And 11 on 11 there. Back to Jones. Lanesia Drain moving down the lane, cannot corral. She does corral her own loose ball there. Jada Roberts Duncan working in the corner. Back to Jones. Jones the long 3, and she cannot get it. Out of bounds, it is going to be Bobcats ball. And here comes Brandon taking the ball up the floor. Brandon in the corner to Bando. Bando down low. Can't finish. Pagan takes the ball. Brandon again, the mid-ranger. She does get the mid-range to fall. 17 points now for Alexis Pagan.
Yeah, she's had a great game, both defensively and just attacking the boards.
And the Bobcats again in the lane. That one was Chanel Sharp intercepting that pass intended for Lanesia Drain. And the ball's going to stay down here. They do get a little bit of contact. And the Bryant and Stratton Bobcats will go to the line.
Her first, team serve.
The referee's having some fun down there. And again, that was Chanel Sharp 0 for 2 at the line that time. Getting some laughs from the refs and her Bobcats teammates. And there comes Jones up the floor. And Jones with a nice lay-in. The Bobcats looking for a travel, but they did not get it.
Yeah, I thought I saw a little one there too, and you see Ariana Jones smirking a little bit. I think even she knows she got away with one there.
The Bobcats swinging the floor around, swinging the ball around. Long 3, no good for the Bobcats. Number 20, Shannon Bandu on the shot. Drain taking the ball up. Lanesia Drain a little too strong off the glass. And out in front of everyone is Bandu. And Bandu with the easy lane. She cannot finish. And then coming down the other end, her teammate Destiny Purdue comes in there to help her clean up that mess.
Yeah, that's happened a couple times to this Bobcats team where we thought we were going to have some easy laps, and they end up cleaning it up in the end.
And Purdue takes the ball right out of Lenasia Drain's hands. A little bit of passing down under the hoop and 2 more points for Destiny Purdue, who gets a steal and her 2 points back on the other end. And another steal for the Bobcats and another quick 2 points there. That time Shannon Bandu.
Shannon Bandu.
And again, another Bobcats inbound, intercepting another inbound pass. And now they will hold the ball for the last shot of the game.
Yeah, Tyler, just a couple inbounds where it was just too easy for Brandon there. And now it looks like she's just going to let the time wind down.
And that is the end of the Five Towns Ladies Sound Bobcats, Bryant and Stratton Bobcats. Game 113-47, your final score, Bobby. The fourth quarter got a little out of hand there. Hard to keep your focus there in a game like that. You know, you can't get on the sound too much. Playing man down the whole game. The fatigue showed up at times against the now 8-1 Bobcats team. They've lost 1 game, and they've beaten the likes of a Villa Maria team. So this is one of the better teams in the HVIAC conference, and it showed. They're a good team, and Five Towns will get there. It's early in this program's history.
Yeah, Tyler, I mean, you're hitting all the nails right on the head, man. I mean, they played a very good team, and this team is very deep, and they have a lot of scores, and they're just a very fundamentally sound basketball team. And the Lady Sound had 4 players today. Obviously, that's not great, and it was just too much to overcome in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is going to do it for us up here. One more time for your scorecard. Shamika Miner, 9 of 13 from behind the arc. That's where it's the big stat of the day, 33 points. Right behind her, Alyssa Johnson, 23 points of her own. Alexis Pagan behind her with 15 points. And then for the Five Town Sound, both Lenasia Drain, and Ariana Jones, 19 points apiece. We will see you tomorrow for the women's game. And don't go anywhere. Coming up very shortly is the Five Towns men's sound against the men, Bryant and Stratton Bobcats. Get your tickets, get your snacks, and sit down because it's going to be a great game. For Tyler Brand, Bobby Vaccaro, we'll talk to you in just a bit.